Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. You like Ricky Starks? I like Ricky Starks too. Apparently the AEW fans liked Ricky Starks, and his relationship with Cody, it proved to be closer than everybody thought, and all the talk about him leaving occurred, and so now people are trying to poison the well. They're trying to run Ricky Starks out of town. The AEW fans are losing their minds. So a Reddit comment happens, it gets screenshotted, it's plastered all over the internet. A wrestling journalist actually claims he heard this story before, and he's leading some credence to it. Other people say that they've heard about it, so I'm like, okay, let's look into this. Now, we're going to present this, and the reason Ricky Starks has not been on television is apparently he's shooting down pitches. So we're going to get into this. It's very interesting. Let's start with the beginning. There was a Reddit post that was up for a short time before it was deleted. It was shared by a wrestling journalist at Fightful. So let's read the Reddit post first. Then we'll get into what the Fightful reporter says, and then we'll just go from there. It says, Ricky Starks drama from R Squared Circle. It says, surprised this isn't out there, but last year after the Owen Hart Cup, Ricky Starks got absolutely hammered in a Calgary bar, wound up starting a fight and leaving the establishment in a cop car. 100% real and witnessed by human eyes. If anyone wants to dig for it, they'll find it. Apparently a big pain in the ass Tony Khan had to deal with personally, in case anyone is wondering why he's not going back to Calgary this year. Also on the why is he not on TV front, he's turning down pitches or even listening to pitches. The guy lost control of the right side of his body on live TV so that he needed to take a pin and eliminate himself from the tag tournament right away, and is out here doing the obligatory I'm fine and cleared, I don't know why I'm not on TV, would love to contribute stuff, leaving out the fact that he's taking calls just to tell people I'm busy right now, out drinking, and ignore their pitches. Bill and Ricky were meant to have a whole breakup story and feud coming out of it that probably would have been good for both of them, but instead Ricky is at home and we've got the learning tree. Oh well. So that's the Reddit post. The wrestling journalist says his name is Aaron Rotowski, and he works at Fightful. I don't know if he continues to work at Fightful, but that's where I know him from. I look at his account and I don't see Fightful listed. So maybe he doesn't work there anymore. Who knows? But he posted this, quote, recently posted on Reddit. I can tell you that I've known about this story for over a month. The Ricky and Calgary story. The other stuff might be speculation, or it might be this person knowing it from someone. Interesting that it's only coming out this way. He says, to be clear, and maybe it isn't here, I apologize. I am not saying in any way I have this story verified as true. I just heard about it a month and a half ago, and for some reason, it just hasn't leaked until now. Also, I wasn't the person who posted it on Reddit. So, this is why I am doing the video. This guy has an unsourced rumor that picked up from Reddit, that got deleted from Reddit. He then decided to say, well, I heard about this, and everybody just started flooding and running with it, thinking that it's true. There have been some people coming out trying to say that it's not true. Other people in Fightful, actually, have come out and said that it wasn't true. Wrestling Inc. did an entire article on it, which is actually probably a better source. So let's go to Wrestling Inc. June 25th, 2024. It says clarifications on Ricky Starks' rumored arrest and animosity with AEW. So it talks about how he hasn't wrestled for AEW since March 30th, the episode of Collision, where he got injured in a match with Top Flight. And then it says, it gives a short summary of the Reddit post. Then it says, Starks himself has claimed he was never in trouble, and his match with Top Flight in March 30th took place in Canada, shows that there were no legal issues in his re-entering the country this year. Canadian authorities didn't give any information. AEW higher-ups made no official comment, and all those alleged to be involved have directly denied anything taking place. This is according from Fightful Select. So they're looking, Fightful Select looked into it, and this is what they claim came out of it. Wrestling Inc. continues saying, quote, while no brawling in a Canadian bar seems to have taken place, the same can't be said for him having problems with creative. Sources within AEW, as well as some roster members, have confirmed that Starks has reportedly turned down pitches to be on TV. One source with more direct knowledge of the situation that the only pitch that can be confirmed to have been turned down by Starks was a disbandment of his tag team with Big Bill. Some have criticized Starks due to there being a belief that he doesn't want to do business. Although it has been reported that the split ended up being more amicable, as Starks didn't believe Bill losing the feud would have been beneficial to the former WWE superstar, despite many in AEW believing it would make Starks a huge babyface and Bill an even bigger heel. It says, quote, it's unclear whether Starks hasn't listened to the creative ideas as of late. It then goes on to state that Ricky Starks has been frustrated by the lack of follow-up on his matches with Bryan Danielson, and that he was supposedly going to be one of the opponents for CM Punk before Punk was, forced out of the company in Chicago for All Out. So I think this was the All Out that took place right after All In. So Punk was going to wrestle Samoa Joe, and then I think a week or so later he was going to wrestle Ricky Starks in Chicago, and Starks was left off of that card. He was left off of both of those cards, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was on the All Out card, but it says here that he wasn't on the All In card. So maybe he's feeling like he's getting jerked, but none of this stuff is official. But it's just crazy that this stuff is now floating around out there, and people are making incredible comments about Ricky Starks, and basically saying AEW didn't fumble him, that he thinks too highly of himself, that there's other hoopers on the roster, all this kind of weird stuff. It's just a lot going on right now. So Ratowski, I don't know if he still works for Fightful or not, but he says, quote, so far Fightful is saying everyone in AEW is denying the Calgary Stampede arrest, the cool part. But, quote, those that criticize Starks within the company have confirmed Starks didn't want to do the feud with Big Bill and claimed, quote, he didn't want to do business. Then he later says that he's heard of people going into drunk tanks during St. Patrick's Day and never being arrested. So it's possible, that Ricky Starks was arrested, but, or taken away, but was never charged with a crime or anything like that. For starters, I don't believe none of this stuff. It comes from Reddit. It's a completely unsourced guy. Guy comes out of nowhere. And I don't even believe that a wrestling journalist would know anything about it. This is just gossip. But let's say that it's true. Well, didn't a guy just get arrested in AEW for pointing a gun at somebody? They continued to use that guy. Nothing happened to him in terms of his career either. It was kind of a wait and see approach, and by this guy, I mean Cash Wheeler of FTR. This guy, got arrested of a serious crime, had a mugshot out there. They still didn't stop using him. So I don't see that as being a reason why Ricky Starks has not been used in AEW. Also doesn't see that as a reason why he can't enter Canada. I think that they did a good job of destroying that myth, considering he's wrestled in Canada this year already. The issue of him refusing creative ideas, well, if he shot down a feud with Big Bill, I don't see how that would benefit him. Still don't see how him feuding with Big Bill is supposed to help him at all. They weren't together that long, and I don't think anybody really cared about that team that much. But this is all about, the tribalism, that everybody is basically awaiting Ricky Starks' release or the wind down of his contract and him going to WWE, at least as people are suggesting. And this has led to AEW fans doing whatever they can to basically downplay his talent and to basically act like he wasn't that good anyway, or he's an asshole, he's miserable. There's some people saying he's miserable. Let's go through some of these while I got you here. Let's go through some of these. Ricky Starks and many others who don't want to be a part of AEW and are causing problems for their company, their colleagues, and Tony Khan. You know where the door is. Goodbye. That's causing problems. If a guy doesn't want to feud with a guy, you feud him with another guy. I mean, it's that simple. you know. And if you look at Ricky Starks, he was trying to go upwards. He's feuding with Danielson. He's feuding with Punk. Now he's going to go all the way back down to feud with Big Bill. This is the kind of stuff that I think he cut a promo about on TV, about the constant up and down for him. You know, how, you know, weird it's been that he doesn't get any consistent momentum. And when you look at the creative idea, you could tell, like, yeah, it's kind of the same. You know, not that much in the way of momentum. So you have these kind of stories coming out. A lot of the WWE loyalists are running around saying that they're trying to poison the well, which is obvious. You know, this thing comes completely out of nowhere. It's unsourced. It's getting, you know, trending around social media. Nobody of any relevance tries to touch it, but everybody's trying to disprove it. It seems kind of silly to me. I mean, if the guy's leaving, just let him leave, man. It doesn't have to be an issue or a conspiracy or anything like that. I mean, sometimes people just don't want to work somewhere anymore. Or they have a friend, which in his case he does, who is a big star in one company and says, hey, you should come over, which we know happens. You know, we know that the Young Bucks, and we know that Will Ospreay, you know, put the feelers out for Ricochet, and now Ricochet is going to leave WWE. We know that the Young Bucks put the feelers out for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, even though it didn't work. This kind of stuff happens. This is, you know, business. You don't need to denigrate the guy's name. Say, oh, you got into a bar fight, which is still not even the worst thing in the world. You got into a bar fight, so what? It sounds like every pro wrestler ever. It sounds like most pro wrestlers in the 80s would get into a bar fight. So that's not like a thing that's going to make him uncool. You know, it's not the greatest thing in the world, obviously, but it's not going to make anybody concerned about him either. Or he's difficult to work with. It's like, well, he wants something that is befitting of his talent. He also wants something that is showing progress in his career. I don't even think him being a tag team champion in AEW really helped him, you know? So for me, it seemed like he's always been on the back burner. He doesn't feel like he should be. And then this constant up and down, up and down, up and down kind of thing. And he got tired of it. I mean, after years and years and years of being treated like Dolph Ziggler, there's only so much that you could take. So he's got friends and allies in WWE in high positions. They're going to probably pull him out of there. And it's a positive. So Ricky Starks is just one of the many people. They're also doing similar things to Danhausen. I hasn't gotten as far because, you know, Danhausen hasn't been accused of anything yet. So there's just a lot of negativity around people who leave AEW. And it's no different than when you see people leave Scientology or leave like the Amish communities or whatever. You know, these people just get attacked. And they claim WWE fans do it, and they do it to a degree. They do it somewhat. But, you know, the AEW fans, man, when you're thinking about leaving them, you're considering leaving, they don't want anything to do with you anymore. And they're going to go out of their way to destroy you. Say that you're not good enough. Everybody else on the roster is better. The whole 9 yards. So, for Ricky, hopefully he gets a big opportunity. And some people are saying he should be in NXT. I don't know about that. I don't know what the best place for him. But he could be like Andrade, I guess, where he comes in and does nothing for months at a time. Who knows? But it's got to be better than this. It's got to be better than, you know, constant up and down with no positive momentum forward, completely being overlooked all the time. Especially in a company that's not as big as AEW and is as desperate as AEW is. As desperate as this company is, Roy, it should be easy for Ricky Starks to get up the card now. And it's not, you know. He should definitely be in there with Swerve and all those guys. But unfortunately, they're doing something else. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys later.